up, nerds and nerdettes, and we little nerdlings all. It's your buddy Big Johnny G, the Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. All right, so I'm really excited about this Tabletop Takeout Tuesday, which, by the way, thank you all for coming over here and spending a little of your time with us. But I'm really excited about this because I've already talked about this game. But at the time I spoke about it, I really mainly had only jumped into the core, the main version of the game, if you will. But since then, I've realized that the campaign game and the head-to-head version of the game, the two-player competitive, really are different games. And I wanted to speak about them separately. So I'm going to talk about both right now. And that is the campaign version and the two-player competitive version of Robin Hood, Hero of the People. It takes this solo game a step further, and you really need to know about it. So come on, join me down the table, and I'll tell you everything I know. I know I already spoke about Robin Hood, Hero of the People, but since playing the core game several times and falling in love with it, I've since gotten a chance to play the campaign mode and the two-player mode. And I realized that there are differences in this. And it makes it almost three separate games. Now, I'm not going to do a third video. I think this video will be good to cover the variants. So let me tell you why I enjoy these variants so much, because in games they can sometimes be hit or miss. But this is Robin Hood, so I guess it's appropriate that it not only hit the target, but hit the arrow that was in the target. All right, let me tell you why I enjoy these variants. Now, I already mentioned how the core game and this first variant, the campaign mode, follows the core game to suit fairly well. It still utilizes the concept that you were trying to save your merry men. You have to deal with the story cards as they unfold. But in this, the campaign mode actually tells the story of Robin Hood. From the beginning of the campaign to the end, it is a slightly encapsulated, but still rather, well, it is a myth, so I don't know if accurate is the right word to use, but I'm going to use it right now. And I think with me saying it like that to begin with, you understand what I mean. But it is a fairly accurate telling of the basic old concept of Robin Hood, his origin, the Merry Men's origin, his unfolding story with Prince John and Sheriff of Nottingham, the hunt through Sherwood Forest for him and his men, the sending of the assassins, and Guy of Gisborne. It tells the whole story. You're sitting there playing out a campaign of the, well, mythological life and adventures of Robin Hood as they've been handed down to us. That was a ton of fun. I'm happy to run through that campaign just about any time. Now, besides the Legacy campaign, there is also the two-player or the head-to-head competitive version of the game, which is called the Sheriff's Revenge. And in this, it's one player is Robin Hood, while the other player, you guessed it, is playing Prince John and sending his forces, such as the Sheriff of Nottingham, Guy of Gisborne, assassins, and even threatening the lives of innocent villagers. You know, bad guy, that's what they do. But it raises the stakes in a completely different way than the core game, or the Legends campaign variant does. It brings in another player, and that alone changes everything. Now you're not dealing with an AI set of cards that you can somewhat expect to a certain degree after you get used to the game for a few runs, but now you're playing against somebody that is actively trying to outthink you, outplay you. You get the difference, right? Because the other way around, it's you trying to outplay the game. I know it sounds similar, but I think you get it, right? You understand what I'm saying here. That adds a completely different level to this game. And because of that, it makes the game different. The two-player, the Sheriff's Revenge, is the most different of the three versions of the game that you can play when you buy the core game. And that makes it a completely different experience. It does, which is why, a little bit more so than the Legacy campaign, more so I kind of realized after playing it that I did need to cover it separately. And of course, as in most cases, it does seem a little bit more fun to play the bad guy. I mean, getting to send the assassins out against Robin Hood, getting to attack the villagers to get even at Robin Hood, the back and forth, the duel phase where you're dueling each other, it is a lot of fun. And it really does make you feel like you're challenging the other player. So not only for the core game, the base system of the game itself, but these variants are definitely two more reasons why you're going to want to check out Robin Hood, Hero of the People. You're going to want to play that Legacy campaign, and you're going to want to experience the Sheriff's Revenge head-to-head competitive mode. So really, go, please. Even if you don't want to take just my word on it, go out and get some more information on Robin Hood, Hero of the People. Thank you very much. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G, and I am out of here.